Let's show some excitement. Can we please stand up for the procession, please? Now let's show some excitement. If you can whistle, please do so. I can't hear you. You can do better than that. Thank you. Come on, South Campus. Thank you. We can still wave. Yes! Now that is how we welcome you at the South Campus. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are you fabulous today? Are you fabulous today? I'm excited! Welcome to the official welcoming of our new rector, Professor Professor Francis Peterson. Prof, we are so excited that finally this has come to the South Campus. Finally, this has come to the South Campus. We will now be starting with our program for the day. If you don't have a seat, please find one as soon as possible, because we are now about to start with real business. I'm going to call upon, this is a prestigious and joyous celebration for us at the South Campus, and I'm going to call our beautiful mother, our campus principal, Prof. Dandila, to do the formal welcoming. Let's wave the flags for her.
Good morning, Sambonani, Dumelang, Goeiemorgen, and a warm welcome to all of you to the University South Campus. It's indeed a momentous occasion, and Tsehu got you in the spirit for this, to welcome our guest of honor, our new Vice-Chancellor, Prof. Francis Peterson, and his wife, Mrs. Cheslin Peterson, to our campus. It is also fitting, and I don't know if you know this, that this is the first official function of the university in the newly named Madiba Hall on the South Campus. And you can do better. Welcome, Prof. Peterson and Mrs. Peterson, to this remarkable campus of a remarkable university in an equally remarkable city of Bloemfontein. By joining the UFS as our 14th Vice-Chancellor and Rector, you're about to embark on an unforgettable journey that will change your lives forever. Be warned. I would also like to welcome the following people that have joined us to welcome Prof. Peterson. And I apologize for the low numbers of students, but our students are mainly at off-campus sites, and the ones that are here are studying, preparing for the exams. But thank you for those who came anyway. Prof. Nikki Morgan, yes. Prof. Nikki Morgan, Vice Rector Operations, Prof. Liz Lange, Vice Rector Academic, Prof. Corley Vittoon, Vice Rector Research, Dr. Gift Finger, Registrar Governance and Policy, Dr. Karen Lazenby, Registrar Systems and Administration, Prof. Johan Grobbelaar, who's the President of the UFS Convocation, and then the Deans and Acting Deans, Prof. Gert van Zyl, who's the Dean of Health Sciences, Prof. Fani Snyman, Theology, Prof. Caroline Nicholson, Law, Prof. Dani Vermeulen, Natural and Agricultural Sciences, Prof. Millie Riviera, Acting Dean, Humanities, Dr. Petrus Nel, Acting Dean, Economic and Management Sciences. It's a lot of important people. Dr. Milton Kwane, Education, and Mr. Puram Khlombani, Dean of Students. Mr. Tabo Manshu, who is the Vice Principal of the Kwakwa campus, who is also here. Ms. Ann Waits, the Managing Director of Academic Partnerships of Texas in the US. Ms. Silas Sebeluane of Old Mutual. Ms. Teboho Blantina Moleku, who is the Free State Provincial Coordinator of the ETDP-CETA. Then Ms. S.K. Lukwaka, President of the SRC, the Bloemfontein campus. Mr. Prize Manyai, Deputy President of the SRC, who will deliver a message today to you. Then also invited, and I'm excited that they are here, we've invited 8 schools from our IBP, the Internet Broadcast Project, to be here with their principals. I'm just going to mention the names and thank them for also making the time to be here. It's from the Bloemfontein region of the project. Sionella, Tsotseletsu, Atlehang, Lecholong, Lereka, the Bloemfontein, Kopanong, and Mumedi schools. Thank you very much for being here. So all of you, thank you for joining us on this beautiful campus of the university to properly welcome our rector to the university, the UFS family, and in particular, the South Campus strand of the university family. Prof. Peterson is not only a celebrated academic, but also leader of note. And we at the UFS are privileged that he has chosen to move his family from the fairest Cape to this central but significant spot on the map. We can't compare with the beauty of the Cape, we know that, but Free Staters are well known for their warmth and that they are friendly people, and occasionally their bad rugby. During the recent graduation ceremony at Kwakwa, Prof. Francis addressed the graduates, and he remarked that man is not an island. And although he meant this in a much wider sense, I think it's also applicable to the fact that this university has got 3 campuses. Now, I'd like to say something about the campuses. These campuses, all 3 campuses, reflect one vision and one mission. And this is embodied, amongst others, in the value that's placed on human togetherness and solidarity across social and historical divides, both in terms of our students and our staff and the people that we work with outside the university context. Through hard work and dedication, the UFS has traveled a long way on our journey towards understanding that we cannot operate in isolation. And although we are geographically divided in terms of 3 campuses, we accept that we need each other to be able to fulfill our vision and our mission. And today I want to say to Prof. Peterson, we as a South Campus pledge that we will support you as our leader and that we will take hands with all the UFS family to enable you to fulfill your dreams for the university. You can rely on us to walk with you in this new chapter of your life. Now, I recall that Nelson Mandela once called upon the nation as government, business, as communities to work together to educate our nation, and we will do just that. And in the renaming of the South Campus buildings, we chose to name this arena after Madiba, whose life and wisdom inspires everything that we do on this campus. We believe it is, in the words of this famous leader, not beyond our power to contribute to creating a world in which all people can have access to good education. It's simply that if we do not believe this, we have very small imaginations. At this campus, we constantly treasure Madiba's belief that education is a great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that a son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. So finally, it is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that punching and warm welcome. Prof, I really hope now you can take off your shoes and relax. The show is about to start. We will now have a musical item. Forgive me if I don't pronounce it well, it's in French. Musical item, Pourquoi me rêverie from Verdun. Wow. Thank you so much, guys, for that wonderful music item. We will now call the Deputy President of the SRC from the Bloemfontein campus, Ms. Surprise Mayani.
Thank you very much, Program Director. And thank you to all the students and to everyone that's sitting here. It is such a great privilege and an honor to be standing here today, giving this address on behalf of the SRC, of welcoming the 14th Rector of the University of the Free State. So with these words, I say, Prof. Franson, welcome. Prof. Peterson, welcome. One thing Prof. Peterson and the SRC has in common is that we both came at a very interesting time. We came at a time of discomfort where we were fighting, from the SRC, we were fighting issues of financial exclusion, deregistration. And one thing that we noted from the SRC that we found quite commendable from the rector is he was humble from the first day, humble enough to come to the students and to try and understand on the ground level what the needs were. From the first day that he came, we were able to enter into engagements that then led to our students not being financially excluded. And with that as an SRC, we are saying, you are coming into a space that has a lot of issues. And if we're going to continue this way, engaging with the Student Representative Council and other student councils on campus, we will be able to move the university forward. So as an SRC, our expectations and our plea is that we continue with the way we started, engaging with various student community leadership structures, and always making sure that we are on the ground, so to make us responsive to the issues that rise. From our side as an SRC, our vision is simple. We stand on the objectives of access, support, and success. With access, we want our students to be able to get equal access to the doors of higher education. With support, we want our students to be financially supported, academically supported, and also supported in their endeavors of leadership and other extramural activities. With success, we wish for all the students who enter the gates of the university to leave the gates of the university having entered Kalihiman. With these short words, we say to the rector, welcome to the University of the Free State. We wish you all the best, and we believe with the greatest conviction that you are a leader appointed for this time. There could not have been anyone better. You are the one to lead us. And we are saying from the SRC Council, we are willing to engage with you with every single matter that rises. We do not promise you that we might not give you a headache, because that is the nature of the space we deal with. But we will cooperate and we will engage with you with every single opportunity that comes. Welcome.
Thank you, Surprise, for that wonderful message. We will now have a musical item, a Xhosa social song, Batandwa, which means lovely people. Can we give them another round of applause? Wow, last round of applause. I would now like to call upon Dr. Gift Finger, the registrar holding the portfolio of governance and portfolio, to hand a gift to Mrs. Sheslin Peterson. Let's give him a round of applause. Do you want to hear another musical item? Huh? All right. You enjoying it so far? I'm glad. Let's wave those flags again. Your wish is my command. We'll have another musical item, The Way of Love.
When you meet a boy that you like a lot and you fall in love, but he loves you not, if a flame should start as you hold him dear, better keep your heart out of danger, dear. For the way of love is a way of woe, and the day may come when you see him go. Then what will you do as he set you free, just the way that you said goodbye to me? When you meet a boy that you like a lot and you fall in love, but he loves you not, if a flame should start as you hold him near, better keep your heart out of danger, dear. For the way of love is a way of woe, and the day may come when you see him go. Then what will you do as he sets you free, just the way that you said goodbye to me? It's the way of love, the way of love.
Wow, can we wave those flags? That was Miss Ella Coetzee. We are now getting to the most important moment that we've all been waiting for. Our new Vice Chancellor and Professor Nikki Morgan, the Vice Rector of Operations, will introduce our new Vice Chancellor and Rector. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everybody. You know, I have never, when I was young, heard people say Tsamaya with all of those movements. When they say Tsamaya, it's normally when they are very irritated with you. Tsamaya! So, and you did it very well. You did it in song. So, it was lovely. Let me also then just start with what I'm supposed to do, is to introduce to you our new leader. This is very much an unforgettable day. It's an unforgettable day not only for the South campus, but also for the entire university community. This is the second welcoming function for Professor Peterson in the past week. He's keeping us very busy. The first of the 3 campus welcomes ceremonies took place on the 11th of May at the Krotla campus. And the last one will take place tomorrow morning at the Bloemfontein campus. The formal inauguration ceremony will also take place at the Bloemfontein campus in the late afternoon tomorrow. It is also a privilege for me to attend this particular welcoming ceremony, as it is the first time since I joined the university that a ceremony of this nature is celebrated across 3 campuses, especially at the South Campus. I have the special honor of introducing our newly appointed Vice Chancellor and Rector to the community of the South Campus. This is the 14th Vice Chancellor and Rector, as you have heard, but is the 14th in the 113 years existence of the university. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Prof. Peterson was born in Oudtshoorn and grew up in Malmesbury in the Western Cape, where he also matriculated. He graduated from Stellenbosch University with a B.A. Engineering and Chemical Engineering, a Master's in Engineering, in Metallic Engineering, and a PhD in Engineering degrees. And he completed a short course in Financial Skills for Executive Management. He brings to this position of Vice Chancellor and Rector his experience, extensive experience of leadership and management in both the industry and the academic sectors. This has been self-evident since January, months before he took up his position formally. And also, as Surprise indicated, it has become self-evident in the manner he has engaged with our student leaders on difficult issues. Before joining the University of the Free State on the 1st of April as Vice Chancellor and Rector, he was Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University at the University of Cape Town. Other positions include Dean of Engineering and Built Environment at the University of Cape Town, Executive Head of Strategy at Anglo-American Platinum, Executive Vice President Research and Development at Mintech, and Head of Department of Chemical Engineering at Cape Technikon, which is now known as Cape Peninsula University of Technology. We just say Kaput for those who know what kaput means. Among others, He is a former chairman of the board of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, also known in short as the CSIR. A former non-executive director on the board of the Royal Bafokeng Platinum, and former member of the South African Minister of Science and Technology's National Advisory Council on Innovation. And you'll hear a lot about innovation from this Vice-Chancellor. He is also a former member of the Council of the Academy of Science of South Africa and a board member of the National Research Foundation. Prof. Peterson is a registered professional engineer with the Engineering Council of South Africa. He's been a member of an international panel on sustainability for Anglo Gold Ashanti, a former advisor to the Anglo-American Platinum Beneficiation Fund, and a fellow of both the South African Institute of Mining and Metallurgy and the South African Academy of Engineers. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Dumelang. Goeiemorgen. It is just so fantastic to be here at the Bloemfontein South Campus. It's not my first visit. I have been here, in fact, twice. Before I formally started on the 1st of April, we also had a very important two-day workshop on this very campus. And this is where the integrated transformation planning framework that I will talk to a little bit later was sort of born and conceptualized on this very campus. And about a week and a half ago, I also visited the campus to meet the management team, Professor Daniela and her team, and also went through not the full campus, but at least aspects of the campus. And I obviously will come back to have a more proper tour of the campus. I first just would like to say, wow, it is just fantastic to have heard the musical items this morning, the fantastic audience, the engagement of the audience in the items, and I see a little bit of vibrancy amongst yourself. I would like to just welcome specifically members of our rectorate that's here this morning, members of the Dean cohort, the various deans that are presented here, and also members of the executive of the Student Representative Council of the Bloemfontein campus, and actually Bloemfontein and the South Campus. Thank you very much for being here and hearty welcome. What I thought today, I'm going to just try to have a conversation with you. I've been giving so many speeches the last 2.5 weeks, and it's been a fantastic journey to have gone through the 3 campuses of the University of the Free State. I'm sitting at the Bloemfontein campus, the Bloemfontein South Campus, and also the Kwakwa campus, as Professor Nikki Morgan have indicated, that we also had an inaugural at the Kwakwa campus about a week ago. Although Professor Morgan have introduced me, I just wanted to start off by saying, who is Professor Peterson, the one that would work together with you to lead this institution and hopefully to lead this institution to the next level. I'm a person that I believe is a very much a people's person, a person that would like to engage with our community, as our staff and our students, and try to hear and understand what are not only the issues and the challenges, but what are the contributions that each of you can make in try to make this place an even better place. I'm also a person that had the privilege to have worked in various sectors of the economy. Started off in academia, work in an academic environment, work in academic department, did some research, had a multinational actually research team that incorporated students at master's and PhD level from across the world, did some projects that cuts the chemical industry, the mining industry, and also the environmental engineering, and had the opportunity to present that at conferences and at universities across the world on various continents. That sector I left, and the reason why I left that sector was because I said to myself, it's important for higher education, in fact for each sector, but in this particular case, for higher education, to know who you work with and why you actually are doing what you are doing. And I felt that having completing a degree, moving directly into higher education, didn't provide me that background knowledge. So I resigned from higher education and joined another sector of the economy, which we call the Science Council sector. That's the sector where you will find organizations such as the CSIR, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, MINTEC, the Agricultural Research Council, the Medical Research Council. That's that sector. And the responsibility of that sector is effectively to take what universities produce and try to take it a step further to make the output of the universities more useful for society, for industry, or for the private sector. I spent about over 4.5 years, close to 5 years in that sector, and that sector allowed me to engage with two other sectors, very closely with government and national government, and then the other sector was industry and the private sector. And after that 4.5 to 5 years in the Science Council sector, I joined a multinational, Anglo-American Platinum. It's part of the Anglo-American group. And that sector, in fact, taught me how really what life is all about. It gave me an opportunity to work in an organization with 95,000 people, with an organization that stretches in terms of their business footprint from about 4 provinces in South Africa to about 20 continents across the world, or 20 countries across the world. And in fact, it helped me also to understand how different people engage with one another. And after spending some time in that sector, I thought it's time to come back to higher education, because I felt at that point I have got some experience, some exposure, some networks, and different thinking to be able to work really with our youth that enter higher education, to inform and influence curricula, to inform and influence different thinking, to try to explain to higher education that you are only one component in an interconnectedness of entities that make out the economy. And you're not the most important component, but we can't have an economy without that component. And we need to understand how those components are interlinked and intertwined. But the other value that I could bring to higher education from that exposure was in all of those three or four different sectors, which is academia, Science Council sector, government, and private sector or industry. The thread that goes through all of those four is the fact that all of them are engaged with people. And it doesn't really matter which sector you talk about. The people are the same. What they want, what they request, what they aspire to, and how they would like to be treated in those different organizations were all the same. The response to what organizations do in engaging with their people are different, but the outcomes are often always the same. So I wanted to give you that sort of background to say that coming into the University of the Free State, we also have to ensure that working with our people, our staff, academic staff, our support staff, our students are immensely important. How we treat them, how they treat one another, how we engage with the mission of the university, how we engage with knowledge, how we prepare our students for society, for a democratic society, for the workplace are immensely critical. But I want to say more than that the university isn't an island. I talk about the interconnectedness of a university as part of the economy. And therefore, our external linkages, the stakeholders that we have with business, the political sector in Bloemfontein and the province, our alumni, our convocation, and I forgot to welcome our chair of the convocation here this morning, our graduates that actually has become, when they graduate, our alumni. Those are all important stakeholders and people that we must never forget. They're part of the broader university. So that's the first message that I would like to convey to our audience this morning. But let me sort of bring it back to where we are. We are on the Bloemfontein South campus. And I'm actually glad that Professor Daniela talked about the University of the Free State as actually one university with 3 campuses. We've got the Bloemfontein campus, the South campus, and Kwakwa campus. And the one thing that I would like to just emphasize, and I do that all the time, is to indicate that what we expect from all of those 3 campuses are the same quality of output, the same level of excellence, because we are one university. But the 3 campuses allow us in a very spatial model, because they come with different sites where they are placed, different environments where they sometimes operate, and that allow us to be able to provide a distinctiveness, something that are a level of specialization that we utilize as a comparative advantage that campus would bring. The Bloemfontein South campus have got that level of specialization. They do have a level of specialization in the open and distance learning, what they provide. The project, which I'm very proud of, the internet broadcast project that they have, and I'll tell a little bit more a little bit later, but also the type of people that they do have, and the area where they are situated, where they also can play a role in the direct environment and communities surrounding the campus. This is a jewel within the University of the Free State. And we will have to make sure that we support the South Campus the same way as we would support any department, any faculty, any of our other 2 campuses. We will do exactly the same with the South Campus, with Bloemfontein South Campus. And I referred to you earlier about my visit here at the South Campus about a week and a half ago. What I have experienced was a management team, and I didn't have the opportunity to meet a lot of people, in fact all the people on the campus, but I've met some of them. But I was really impressed and struck by the level of passion, the level of commitment, the level of energy, and the proudness of what they are doing here on the South Campus. As a management team, it would be foolish from us, if we are one university, not to leverage that in any of the other parts of our university. And therefore, the wonderful work that they do on open and distant learning and on the internet broadcast project, because behind that internet broadcast project is a group, a level, and I think it's called the IDEA laboratory. It's a group, a high level of passionate people and a high level of innovation that sits within that group. And they develop software to be able to deliver that internet broadcast project to about 93 schools across the rural part of the Free State, and touching the lives of about 80,000 learners, providing resource material not only to the learners, but also teachers that link into that project. And I think we should support that. We should try to see how we can expand that. But very importantly, we should try to see what is the underlying, I would say, machinery, technology, and start also to integrate that on the main campus, on the Bloemfontein campus, and integrate that in the main programs there. The one aspect that I also have seen in engaging with that group of people and the management team is their total commitment to excellence. And I'll come back to the word excellence a little bit later, because that's sort of linked to one component of my vision. But there's also exciting things in terms of growth on the South Campus. We have got, already we got a new residence that was built. There's another one in the pipeline. And if I look at the infrastructure and spatial plans for the South Campus, there's more to come. We also have engaged on the South Campus with a science, technology, engineering and mathematics academy. It's a new greenfields type of project, and try to see whether we could create that academy to support learners, not only in the immediate vicinity, but also broader, to be able to develop a foci in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I'm not going to elaborate on that in detail this morning, but you can just watch the space, and I'll assume and presume that Professor Nikki Morgan and Professor Daniela will tell you a little bit more about that in the weeks to come. So there's a lot of excitement that is on the South Campus. We also use this specific campus as a gateway for learners or for students to enter the main programs. And I can tell you the success that we have achieved through that specific channel of students that enter the mainstream programs is just fantastic. In fact, the students that have come through here often outperform students that hasn't gone through that gateway program. And that is something that we would try to understand, try to learn from, and try to see to what extent we can build some of those components into our mainstream. And that's the reason, and that is how we operate as an integrated 3-campus model. And that is how you should see the Bloemfontein South Campus. I would like to just come back to the fact that we've got one university with 3 campuses. The fact that we have got that model allow us to utilize the strengths of each of those components in a very diversified, specialized, and niched way. We can therefore try to create a whole that probably is more than the sum of the 3. But we try to see to what extent we could utilize that specialization, that niches, that distinctiveness, in a word that I would also link back to the second component of my vision for the University of the Free State, to say that if you utilize the value of diversity, the value of differences, the value of distinctiveness, you, at the end, can create something that is much more stronger than the sum of the parts. And that is exactly what the three-campus model allows us to do. And that is exactly what Bloemfontein South Campus contribute to the University of the Free State as one university. I'm also very much impressed with the level of technology that this campus uses, the level of continuously challenging what they are doing to see how they can improve themselves, how they can better themselves, how they can create something new. And I just wish all of you was with me when I visited the Idea Lab about a week and a half ago. It's people that were bubbling with energy, people that were saying what we can do more and how can we do more. And that is what I also encapsulate in my vision from the University of the Free State, is to always try to see whether you can think differently, challenge yourself, and continuously improve yourself in what you are doing. Whether you are an academic, or whether you are a member of the support staff, or whether you are a student, a full-time student, a resident-based student at the University of the Free State, or whether you are a student that is a member of the University of Free State community through distance learning. Always try to continuously challenge yourself. And I use, just for the lack of a different word, I use that word innovation to describe that component. So effectively, if you look at Bloemfontein South Campus, you aspire to excellence, and that is what I've seen, through your distinctiveness in what you do, which is not necessarily a duplication of what we do at the other campuses. You add to our thinking of diversity, but you are included as a full member of the university. And then thirdly, you drive a very strong message of innovation. And effectively, you probably don't need me anymore because you already articulate the vision that I have for the University of the Free State. Those of academic excellence, diversity and inclusivity, and innovation. So I don't have to convince Daniela, Prof. Daniela, you and your team, you're already on board, and I'm so looking forward to work with all of you, students and staff, and try to make this university an even better university. Thank you.
Can we wave those flags? I'm excited. Thank you so much, Prof, for that powerful message. I believe that we now feel part of the UFS. Don't you agree with me? Yes. We will now have a musical item by Mary Jane Pasha, and the song is Celebration, Kool and the Gang.
There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. What else? What's your matter?
Everyone around the world.
Come on. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Everyone around the world.
Come on. Come on. Celebrate good times, come on. Oh, it's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. Come on now. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Everyone around the world.
Come on. Woo-hoo. Hey, 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 hey. Celebrate good times. Come on. Oh, it's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Oh yeah.
We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Let's celebrate. It's alright.
We're gonna
Celebration.
It's alright. We're gonna
Celebration.
celebrate.
Come on now. Let's go. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. Thank you.
Let's give her a round of applause. Wow, we're here to celebrate, aren't we? We are almost at the end of our program, and I would now like to call the campus principal of South Campus, Professor Danila Kotsir, to give us the closing remarks. Let's give her a round of welcome, of applause.
Thanks, Sehu. So, colleagues and friends, we've come to the end of this wonderful occasion, and I'd like to thank a few people, but I would like to just add, Professor Peterson told us about his visit to the South Campus, but what he forgot to say is the IBP, the Internet Broadcast Project, we decided to put him in front of the cameras when he came. So he delivered a really very successful message to the 87,000 learners that we reach every day. And I think the learners from the schools that are here today might have seen him before. So we just offered him that if he is fed up with his day job, that's another way that he can go. It was very successful. I also want to thank Prof. Peterson for the inspiring message, and I think it was especially special to us that he shared something behind the CV. Obviously, a very impressive CV and all of that, but he came closer to us and shared some of his feelings and some of the things that he wants to accomplish or want to do together with us on the 3 campuses and the university at large. Thank you, Prof. Peterson. I think the staff, especially and the students who are here, really appreciated that you took the time to speak directly to them. And then I also want to particularly thank the artists who have made this very colorful and very vivid celebrations. I want us to give all the artists a hand. Thank you to all of you. I also want to thank the organizers of these celebrations, the people behind the scenes who are making this happen. First of all, our program director, Tsehu Setilo, who's a senior part of the staff on the South Campus. I want to say Setilo is having a birthday today. So can we say happy birthday? Tsehu, I mean. And then also to Joan Null, Lasha Loda, who's the brand and communication manager, as well as Leonie Bolius and all their teams. It takes a lot of people to put a function like this together. Thank you very much for your hard work and your dedication. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for that. We have come to the end of our program, but before we leave, we will sing the national anthem. That will be sang by Charity Liburu and the UFS choir, accompanied by the brass band, conducted by George Foster. May we all rise for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the procession has left the hall, and there will be refreshments outside on the tent.